So hey guys, welcome to another video, and today I want to talk about something that could very easily spiral out of control, and it could get really ugly. Alright, so Arms Warriors. If you're my subscriber, you know that I complain about the state of Arms Warriors all the time, with their rotation being downright stupid and them having fewer buttons than they used to have in vanilla when the game first came out. It's just mind-boggling. And the biggest issue I have with it is that it's just so boring. Alright, so pre-Hellfire Citadel gear, so pre-Tier 18 and the Archimon trinket, your rotation, if you can even call it a rotation, would consist of keeping rend up on the target 100% of the time. That is your debuff. You have to keep rend up. So that's one thing. And then what you're doing is you charge in, you use Colossus Smash, you use Mortal Strike, and then you Whirlwind as many times as you can while the target is affected by your Colossus Smash. After that, you are still keeping rend on the target, but you are Mortal Striking on cooldown, and you are waiting for the next Colossus Smash, so you can once again Colossus Smash, do a Mortal Strike, and then Whirlwind as many times as possible. That's all you are doing, all you were doing, as an Arms Warrior pre-Hellfire Citadel. And people were complaining that this is downright dumb, that it's not entertaining, it's just boring, and everyone was playing either Fury or Gladiator or even switched to Prot or just re-rolled completely. So after all the complaints about Arms Warriors being the dumbest spec in the game and almost the slowest spec in the game being a Feral Druid currently, you would think that Blizzard would do something, and they did. But instead of adding something like Overpower or even Heroic Strike so warriors have something to press, they essentially removed Whirlwind from the rotation. Because the first set bonus for Arms Warriors is your Rend ticks, which is your debuff, reset the cooldown on Mortal Strike. And the 4 set bonus is your Rend ticks twice as fast. So instead of ticking every 3 seconds, it ticks every 1.5 seconds. Alright, so every 1.5 seconds, the cooldown on your Mortal Strike will be reset. And the Archimon trinket gives you, I think, 1 in 3 chance of your auto attacks resetting Colossus Smash. So your rotation changes from charge in, keep rend up, use Colossus Smash, and squeeze as many abilities into Colossus Smash as possible, and then wait for Colossus Smash, into charge in, keep rend up, and then spam Colossus Smash and Mortal Strike, and you are gonna do the most DPS. If you want to do AoE, outside of your talents, you keep sweeping strikes up, you keep rend on everything, and then once again you are spamming Colossus Smash and Mortal Strike. That's all a warrior is outside of his talents right now. And if you don't think this is that bad, you can play an Arms Warrior on your mouse wheel currently. You will bind Rend onto middle mouse button click, you will bind Colossus Smash to mouse wheel up, and Mortal Strike on mouse wheel down, and all you have to do is press the middle mouse button when Rend is about to fall off, and the rest of the fight you will roll your mouse wheel up and down, and it will do everything for you. That's all you have to do. So they took the dumbest spec in the game, and they made it even dumber. And I would be kind of alright with that if it was just one spec, so really dumb people who have no idea what they're doing and are used to playing Angry Birds have something to play. But that's not the only case. Arms Warriors aren't the only class that got really dumbed down. The reason why Demonology Warlocks were nerfed is because they think it's too hard to play. And good players were performing really well, while bad players were performing really poorly. So they nerfed Demonology, so it's not worth playing pretty much in 6.2, and they are reworking it to make it easier. Like, is this something we want? Do we want classes where we just press 3 buttons? I personally want classes with depth, where I can get better and perform better because of what I do. Doing damage currently is so boring because you have no control over what's gonna happen. Because your gear can do more than your skill. And in RPGs, it's really important to balance the power of the player and the power of the gear. If the gear is too weak, well, why collect gear? But right now, we are in a situation where if you have the gear, you can make a lot of mistakes and you will still perform really well. And that's bad. That's really bad. There are still some specs that require precision, that require learning, but most of them have been dumbed down, and that's not an opinion, that is a fact. Just the removal of snapshotting removed so much from so many different specs. Essentially, every spec that has a DOT effect was dumbed down when they removed snapshotting. And their ultimate goal with this is to create classes that do not require add-ons to be played properly. And I think they're going about it. I think it's a good idea, by the way. I think having classes that don't require add-ons to play is fantastic, but I think they're going about it in the wrong way. They are removing mechanics that required add-ons instead of adding something to the user interface that helps you with this. Alright? Something that replaces the add-ons. Isn't that why we have these spell alerts now for procs? That's why they added them, so people don't need add-ons like Tell Me When or We Chorus to tell you, oh look, your something just procced, you can use it now. Isn't that why they added that? So why suddenly, instead of adding a UI element that helps you with something that your class is supposed to do, that you are supposed to do as a player, why instead of adding another UI element, they just remove the mechanic completely? I do not understand that. There is so much they can do just to help players understand this and help them monitor certain things. Like, why can't we have a better way of monitoring your class's resource? Alright, whether it is runes or energy or combo points, the default ones are serviceable, but they could be improved significantly. Or why can't we have something like plate buffs? I use plate buffs, which is an add-on that shows my debuffs and my DOT effects above the enemy nameplates. Why can't we have that? Alright, so players can see which mob has their debuffs, and they can clearly see the duration of those debuffs. Why can't we have that? All right, instead of removing class mechanics that require those add-ons. Or why can't we have a better way of monitoring our own temporary buffs? Why are they at the top right corner of the screen, where you shouldn't be looking when you're fighting something? Why can't we have options so you can have bars right next to your character or underneath your character? Why not do that? I just don't understand why people at Blizzard suddenly decided that they're going to make it easier for people to play instead of making it easier for people to learn and to become better. All right? They are making people into this awesome guide that does a lot of DPS instead of giving people the tools to become that awesome guide that does a lot of DPS. That's far more rewarding. But as I've said, it's just me, I'm just one dude, and people might feel differently. That is why that comment section is there. Tell me what do you think. And I thank you all for watching. I will see you next time. Bye-bye.